Hey, what's up everybody? It's Justin with Sillage Scents. Today I have got a killer clone of a fragrance that I've been looking at over the past year or so. You know, I've tested it so many times, worn it so many times. I thought, man, I've got to get a bottle of this. So a couple months ago, I started looking around and thought, I wonder if there's a decent clone for this legendary fragrance. And it turns out there is. I found several reviews. I picked it up myself. I want to tell you all about it. But before we jump in, I want to ask you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. I've got a couple videos coming out every week or a video every couple days, and I hope you'll join us. And also let me know down in the comments, do you have the original and have you tried this clone and what do you think about it? All right, so I'm talking about a clone of PRADA L'Homme, just the original, you know, beautiful, fresh iris fragrance. It has that sort of somewhat waxy or lipsticky iris, but instead of being put together in kind of a warm, spicy fragrance for cold weather, it's put together with fresher notes, really geared more towards warmer weather. You could wear it all year round. And so what I found is there is a really good clone by Riiffs or Riiffs. I think it's pronounced Riiffs, as in this is their riff of PRADA L'Homme. This is called Avant Garde by Riiffs. And so this is a pretty accurate clone of PRADA L'Homme. If you've ever tried PRADA L'Homme before, you know, it's a very kind of clean, fresh fragrance that does have a very distinct iris note, so it's set apart from a lot of other fresh fragrances. It's also one that is called like the king of office fragrances. It's kind of like the perfect DNA to wear to the office, you know, kind of anytime, anywhere. You can even dress it up a little. You can also wear it casual. And so what you're going to get with Avant Garde, Riiffs' version of PRADA L'Homme, is something very, very similar with a couple differences to my nose that I want to let you know about. So let me give you the actual notes of the PRADA L'Homme. You're going to have, in the top, you've got neroli, black pepper, cardamom, and carrot seeds. And I will tell you in this one, to me, it seems to be a little spicier. The spices are increased a little bit over PRADA L'Homme. So the cardamom and the pepper are, you know, I don't know, 25% amplified. To me, that's not a bad thing. I love spicy fragrances, and although I still would not consider this one to be a spicy fragrance, it's still got those notes that are noticeable in the PRADA L'Homme. They're a little more noticeable in this one. Then in the mid, you've got iris, of course, violet, geranium, and mate, which is very interesting. You know, mate is kind of an herbal tea that has a caffeine alternative. It's just sort of an interesting note to see it in here. And it is a pretty aromatic green note. I drink mate. And in the base, you've got amber, cedar, patchouli, and sandalwood. Now, I can't pick out all of those notes in this fragrance, nor can I in the original. But I will tell you for sure, you definitely get iris in this one, which is meant to be the star of the show. I just sprayed it on this one. With this one, though, I think the iris, this is similar to Cayenne Classic, which is a clone of Dior Homme Intense that I just reviewed. That is an epic clone, super powerful, longer lasting than the original. But what I said about that one is the iris in Cayenne Classic as compared to Dior Homme Intense, there's something about the way that the iris is defined in the original in DHI where it's just a little more defined. There's just something, I think it's the quality of whatever raw material they're using in Cayenne Classic is not quite up to the level of DHI. And so to me, the iris is a little more defined, a little more distinct in DHI. Well, I'd have to say the same thing about this one in Riiffs Avant Garde. I don't get the iris as defined as, you know, just crisp and clear shouting out from the center of the fragrance as I do in the original. Now, you definitely absolutely still get iris. It's the same kind of iris. It's the same iris accord or iris DNA. It's just that in the PRADA, to me, it's a little more defined. And I'm talking like 20% or something. So it's not a huge difference, but it is something that I've noticed. And then you've also got violet, which to me is almost more of a texture kind of thing. And I think it works together with that iris. And then geranium, mate. The mate, I think the little bit of greenness that you get from PRADA L'Homme and this one, part of that might be coming from the geranium, and probably, definitely, some of it's probably coming from the mate. And then in the base, you've got amber, cedar, patchouli, and sandalwood. You know, I don't know that I can pick all of those out, but I will tell you it does have a good bit of sweetness in the base. It's not a cloying sweetness. It's mixing with spice and florals. You know, there's a freshness that mixes with a little bit of sweetness. So it's not going to be cloying or anything like that, but a little bit of fresh spiciness mixing with a little bit of some sweetness from the amber, probably from that creamy sandalwood as well, and the patchouli. And the cedar, maybe I picked that up as well. You know, a fragrance like this that is so well blended around one particular note, which is supposed to be the iris, I have a hard time picking out all of the distinct notes. There's other fragrances that have 15 notes where, you know, at least my brain thinks that I can pick all of them out. This one is not that way. I will tell you, this fragrance smells amazing. It smells very similar to PRADA L'Homme. I would put it in probably the 85 to 90% similarity. You know, it's been, I will tell you, it's been a month or two since I've smelled PRADA L'Homme. Some of the reviews that I saw of this, people who had them side by side were saying this is 95% accurate. Maybe they're right and I'm misremembering it. I can just tell you it is accurate. It does smell like PRADA L'Homme, but with a touch more spiciness and a touch less definition in the actual iris note itself. Performance on this one, I haven't tested it thoroughly. I just got it in the mail on Friday and today is Sunday. So I've just tested it for like a day and a half. It seems to be about a 6 or 7 hour fragrance, which isn't awesome, but for a freshie, it's not terrible either. And so I got this for right around, I think, $26. I got this one and another one that were the same price for $52 with shipping from a website that I'll put in the description. So very inexpensive, less than $30. And I'll tell you, absolutely, if you're looking for PRADA L'Homme, you don't want to drop $100, then this would be a great one to go ahead and pick up. Avant Garde by Riiffs, a great alternative to PRADA L'Homme. So thanks so much for watching. I hope you will subscribe if you haven't yet. And again, let me know down in the comments, have you tried Avant Garde? And how does it compare to the original, especially if you have both? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you for watching. I'm Justin. I'll see you on the next one.